How you doing there? Mecca here from my self-publishing blueprint, and in today's video it's going to be a slightly more relaxed, hence I'm holding the camera, kind of like how I do my weekly updates. But I just wanted to give you guys and girls a couple thoughts on one thing I did, on what I did to absolutely kill my #1 selling book. Full disclaimer, it might have been more of outside factors, like the market cooling down on the outside, versus what I actually did. But the timing is just so, I can't ignore the timing. This book went from $100 a week, making $100 a week, to making nothing in a month and a half-ish. And so I want to offer some thoughts. There were some problems I was running into with it. Amazon, finally, we've got it sorted out just as of yesterday. But I want to give all of you some thoughts, some insights on one of my mess ups and one of my learning experiences. So first off, what I was doing is this. I want to find a way to ship multiple books to my readers. No. That's not my main thing. My main thing is to stand out from my competitors by producing bundles, but not the bundles that we're doing by, they get one book, by how FBA does it. Multiple bundles or multiple books. So the customer's ordering multiple products and they're getting multiple products. They're not buying one of the bundles that we sell, one of those things. They're actually going to be getting multiple physical books. The only way to do that is to pre-print your books, send them to a fulfillment warehouse, and then create your listing. Then you can do that no sweat. It does take, so there's upfront capital that has to be, right? Because you got to pre-order your books, get them printed, ship them, and do a whole bunch of other stuff in order to create a brand new listing for the book. And so I was experimenting with this, and in hindsight, I shouldn't have done it with my best-selling book. I should have done it with my crappy selling books to test it out. Wasn't thinking about it. I was just excited about the idea. And so I created it through the Amazon account, and I was going through it, and then I noticed, right away is okay, cool. So I entered this description. I entered the description, and then I was checking something online with the book, and I was like, why my description's all messed up? So it went from nicely formatted to a block of text. And any serious experienced publisher will tell you, if you got a block of text for your description, you're not selling books. And I was like, how do you fix this? The Kindle was fine, and the Create Space was fine, but the third option, which is the option that shows up when you click on the paperback version of the book, was not fine anymore. That was typically being fulfilled through Ingram Spark. So I go to Ingram Spark, check it out. I'm like, no, it's fine. I can't find out what the issue is. And so I start backing off on the whole process. And then what happened then? Anyways, so then I start getting these purchase orders, and I'm like, what's a purchase order mean? And this was all new to me and everything. And it also, remember, publishing is not my main focus. It's the 20%. And I'm focused on impacting that 80%. So this is always that's the lowest thing. I'm like, oh man, this is going to take a lot more time and energy and learning than I initially thought. Let me just throw it off to the side. Kept getting the purchase orders coming in. And then I started noticing sales for the book just instantly stopped. And I'm like, what? And so every time my assistant would send me weekly sales reports, I'd be looking at the reports. It was like, where's this book? And I email him, hey, did you forget this book? He's like, no, I checked 3 times. It sold nothing. I'm like, whoa, what do you mean? It went from selling $100 a week to selling nothing. And I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out. I'm like, what the hell happened? I'm checking the listing. The listing's good. I'm, researching the keywords, whatever. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? And it's selling ebooks, but its paperback just stopped. Ebooks didn't really, maybe a slight drop, maybe a 20% drop. But paperback was a 100% drop. And so I'm like trying to figure this out, and I'm checking. I'm just frustrated for weeks because all of a sudden this massive hit just happened, right? And I'm like, all right, let's blame it on the market, right? Let's take the easy way, blame it on the market. And, maybe the market slowed down a little bit for that particular niche. And, yeah. And then it hit me the other day. I can't remember what I was doing, but then I'm like, wait a minute. Maybe when I was messing around with that Amazon stuff, maybe there was something else to it. And so I go back into it and I look. And now I notice that. So there's 3 versions, the ebook and then 2 paperback versions. One is sold with CreateSpace. The other is sold with Ingram Spark. But what happened? When I opened up the Amazon account and started playing around with it, it took away Ingram Spark and it replaced it with another version of Amazon. So my price point now, I like CreateSpace, it sells for $32. Ingram Spark sells it for $25 and pays me a higher royalty than Amazon pays me at $32 price point. I'll let you sit on that for a while. And so I was like, why is the price point not $25 anymore? I'm like, so I'm go back checking and I can't figure out. And then it hit me. I'm like, oh, shit, maybe I did more damage than I thought. And so I finally contacted Amazon yesterday. And we went back and forth a few times. They were looking into it. And then they finally said, yes, we found what happened. We figured out what happened. Send us the details of what needs to be fixed, and we'll fix it and put it back the way it was. And so I sent it to them this morning. I'm like, oh my God. So, lesson learned. Don't play around with your top selling books. Don't experiment with your top selling books. Try stuff that's, maybe medium or low, but don't play around with your top selling books. Now, why did I do this? I'm in the position of, whether you call, I'm just in the position of, I don't want to use the word influencer, but thought leader. No. That's just where the position I'm in now. With the course and with the following, with you watching me, it's my job, it's my duty, it's my responsibility to go out and test new things for you, to come back and report. This works, this doesn't. This works, this doesn't. Do this, don't do this. I've tried it. And so that was one of the things I was doing. And I think I'll get back to it at some point. The whole bundle thing. Actual bundles, not the bullshit bundles. Real bundles. Because I think there's something there. There is something there. I know it. But that's just part of what I like to do for all of you. I like to go out and test new things. It's like what I've been doing with ClickFunnels for publishers. This thing will take off, and it's going to change how a lot of people think about publishing. With my mastermind, we're talking, and we're like right now we're implementing things in our business that are going to be standard practice next year. So newbies watching, don't experiment. Follow the blueprint and do it step by step, so you start making a couple grand a month. Veterans, get out there and experiment. I wouldn't be in the position I'm in right now if I didn't kind of break away from what I was learning back when I was brand new and said, let me see if there's a better way of doing this. So experiment and test things out, because it's the only way we improve. So hope you all learned from my lesson. I don't want to call it a mistake. Hope you all learned from my lesson. And comment below. Let me know what you thought of this. Do you want to know what else I'm experimenting on and working on in the publishing world? There's a lot happening that I don't document, just because I want to make sure it works first. I need to make sure it's going to drive sales and income up before I'm going to start talking about it on YouTube. But till next time, everybody, I'm Omeka. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy this content and you want more. Till next time.